Good evening, guys. Counter Tortoise Capital Nightly Strategy Podcast for March 6, 2024. Start with the hybrid swing, 30-minute charts. This is Alcoa. We had a very good session on systems thinking for the book club review. We have completed 10 of the 13 sessions, I guess. Coming to conclusion on that one, which will create some time and space available in April for some new courses coming in. A systems thinking course, another coaching course, and a creativity course. So this is Alcoa. That was yesterday's trade, a little micro gain. Today there was a gap up and go. It broke through the PSAR and the Bollinger Band main, so that triggers an entry. There's our standard risk box. It takes off. Here's the peak of the RL10. When that rolls over, we're authorized to take the exit at the skin of the dragon. I accelerated a little bit because of how far it had sold off. So that gave us about 3R. No overnight risk. AI, gap up and go, cross the VWAP on a morning hook at 11 o'clock in the morning. And that gave us a fractional gain. It had steady gains and stayed above the VWAP, but I don't want to be overnight risk on that one. Caterpillar was a 1, 2, 3 on the intraday chart, and also around the lunchtime it took off, and it kind of meandered into a fractional gain. Cliff, this one had a huge gap up. Here's where it closed. Big gap up to here. It rode up and then failed. I shorted as it crossed the Bollinger Band mean with the standard risk. It sold off, came back up and crossed the dragon. I exited for half an hour. It rolled over here. I thought hard about shorting when it crossed the Bollinger Band mean and broke through the dragon. Thought hard about shorting that right there. Elected not to take it and then watched it sell off. So that will happen. CVS, fractional gain on the late morning recovery in the PSAR flip crossing the Bollinger Band mean. Standard risk, half an hour. DIA, this was a large gap up, and it showed some early strength. I stayed with it. I probably too long. Exited when it finally came back to the VWAP for a scratch, and missed the complete sell-off it had in the afternoon, though. So I wasted 2 opportunities in that one. Disney, easy. Collapsing dragon, standard short, 2R on a standard exit. Devon Energy, no trade. Emerging markets, big gap up. Span of control, didn't enter. ETHE, there was a huge gap up. So this was the, I don't know, 12% sell-off yesterday. This was about a 15% gain today, I think. Yeah, 15.5. But most of that was in the gap. So I tried it on the gap and go. It failed. I exited for a scratch, and then I missed the reentry. But that's back in play and recovered all of that lost territory. And now that long-term move is there to go along with the Bitcoin narrative about all-time highs. So crypto's still in play. EWW, big gap up and then a rollover. Cross the VWAP. Across the RL10, I got short with a standard risk. It meandered down at the end of the day. It was about 2R. Didn't feel like it when I was inside that trade, but that's what it did. Brazil, no trade. No trade in China. Intel was a gap up after yesterday's harsh sell. And that took off nicely. I probably stayed too long, but I took the exit at the skin for about 3R. That felt pretty good. I think Intel's back in play. IP was an owl entry short. Here's the RL30 rolling over after a nice upward move. The gap up opening and then sold off harshly. When it crossed the VWAP and touched the dragon, I got short with a standard risk, and it slid all the way down to here, and that's 2R. And I'm holding that one short. That's going to be my short position to front run tomorrow. Real estate, no trade. Coke, no trade, missed the short. Regional banks, I thought about getting short here on the collapse and didn't take it. I thought about getting long here on a 1, 2, 3. I didn't take it, and then watched it do that and chalk that one up to experience. McDonald's, I took the owl entry short for an R. Merck was no trade. Microsoft was a 1, 2, 3 on the 30-minute. PSAR flip for a scratch. Marijuana, this was a collapse. Got short, and then it never fell significantly, so I exited after lunch and then missed the big sell. Nike, this was a 1, 2, 3 on the intraday, and it was just a continuation of this great big sell, and it gave us 3R on just the price decay in the usual way, if I can say it that way. NVIDIA, gap and go above the emerging dragon for an R. Clean energy, SSC, PSAR flip, across the VWAP. Here's the peak of the RL10, exit here at the skin of the dragon for about an R. Palantir had a nice recovery, big gap up, continued to go. So speculated in. When it crossed the VWAP, standard risk, 3R trade after the peak. So I'm liking them for the long haul. No trade in Rivian. The S&P reversed nicely to recover yesterday's sell-off, but then kind of collapsed in the last hour. So it's still in violent play for tomorrow. Treasuries maintain some strength. Tesla, I missed the 1, 2, 3 for that little bit of recovery. Walmart was a COTA 2 continuation for a half an hour. Yeah, US Steel, I missed the gap and sell off. It just I'm just so of two minds about its tradability because of this, how choppy this has been. But I'll be ready to trade that one tomorrow. And then finally XLI, that was a COTA 2 continuation after it crosses the Bollinger Band mean for about an R. Let's see. Here's some sniper trades of the day. This one is in Alcoa. This one's on 3 minutes. Here was yesterday's close. Here was the big gap up. Here was the harsh sell-off and recovery to establish the OR3. It then continued to sell. So I got short here. More than a risk box off the top. Took the recovery for an R. Took the SSC for a sort of a modified stop and reverse. 2R battle drill. PSAR exit. COTA 2 reentry. PSAR exit. That's an R. That's 3R for that one and 1R for that one. So that's 4. This one's 2. I thought about this short and then didn't take it and then watched it do that. So that's a total of about 6, all things considered, in Alcoa on 3 minutes. So that's why it's one of our standard tradables. Was that the, I thought I had another one. I guess not. All right, let's see. Okay, I thought I had, yeah, this is on Palantir. No, I had another one. All right, so that's yesterday's gap or close, I should say. Here's the gap up, big gap up. It establishes the OR3. The next bar opens, rises, and then fails. So I get short here. It reverses against me, -1R. Stop and reverse because it's an R off the bottom. Here's the peak. So I wanted to keep an R to pay for that loss. So now we've scratched and we're even. Here's where the OR3 fails again on the PSAR flip. So get short, standard exit, reversal, standard risk. There's the peak. There's the skin of the dragon. So we exit here. 1, 2, 3, 3R. This is a kata 2 re-entry. When it crosses above the dragon again, I took the risk to the PSAR, and that gave us about another R with a routine exit. So total of 4 net for the day. Happy with that one. Kind of trading in NVIDIA. Yeah, lots of chop. I agree. I don't disagree with that as an OR3 gets positive. You know, the first place you could think about getting short is a crossing of the VWAP. Certainly here, that trade would not lose money because you would exit probably in here. This entry, you're waiting for the PSAR, and that's fine. The earliest entry would be a crossing of the VWAP. So I think you could actually get long here. That would make this one positive. I like this re-entry. I like the exit. I like the short. I like the exit. I don't like these trades in here. I like this one as it breaks out of the OR3, and then I think you exited here because you wanted to get paid and wanted to get paid. So we ended up giving back a little there. It is 0.4, but it could have been 0.8. I think you're still in this is still all kind of in the chop. There was no failure here. There was no exercise on the long. The 2 trades you took in here never went anywhere. That's the chop. I think we lost 0.7, 0.6, 0.7 point. That's -2.1 on this chop trading. And that's what made this a horrible day. One R net on Devon. There's the OR3 entry. So I'd actually like to get short here rather than here. That's a good re-entry short. Probably scratches. Great re-entry, crossing the VWAP. I want to enthusiastically support that entry because that held above this support level too. So this is a great, for that reason, this is a great entry. I like the second position and the quick exit. I like the entry and the quick exit. You did get a short, and then when this fell through the VWAP and returned, you covered it, good, re-entered and got paid. Couple of good scratches. So that's good work. You know, you made the most of what was there. There were not real big moves, but I thought your discipline was good in that one. Tesla, there's the OR3. That OR3 would not lose money. This is a good trade. Both of those are reasonable. This should be a reentry. That gets paid. That gets paid and scratches. So, you know, the only one that hurt us was not getting that first big piece. Apple, I just hate them as a company, so I have a hard time. I can't trade them. I think only be trading Apple on the short side on this one. So I like that one because it's been so bad for 3 months. This short is a good one. I don't mind the stop and reverse. Not sure what's going on here. Couple quick scratch. Hey, by this time, probably over trading. There had to be other symbols that had moved much more than that. Walmart, this is some good. Um, I like that short. I guess this is the long and that's the exit. That's fine. That's fine. But that morning session, I think you're starting to trade too much in this time of day, and you're not catching these earlier. Yeah, that's what your coaching is finding. George, perfect SSC, perfect exit for 0.8. And Intel. Um, the morning move. Sells off and recovers. This feels like an entry in here on that kind of a risk box, and that shouldn't lose money. If you're going to be that quick to stop and reverse, then you should be that quick to stop and reverse there and get paid. But notice that if you're going to be that quick to exit, you know, this stop here never got hit all day. And so the available move was to here. That saving 0.3 here instead of waiting for that, saving 0.3 allowed us to achieve a minus 0.7 and then miss a 1R that way. So that, you know, saving a nickel cost us $1. Reasonable trade, good exit. And then I enjoy this one. This is you drilling down to the 1 minutes on the S&P. And it's all the same patterns. So this is a emerging dragon that crosses the VWAP. That's good. And that's a great standard risk. Second position and cut it. Where's my reentry? When this short doesn't manifest, okay, you didn't get short. I'm sorry. You did get long here on the recovery. Perfect. I take it all back. That's good. We let that one scratch. We should be able to make a little money and got money. We cut it quick. Where's my short? Good cut, good recovery. And this, let's see. 1.8, 1.6, 2.2, 2.4, 1.8, 1.4, I've had 1.9 net for the day. That's more like it. And that's not even taking this one when it crossed the Bollinger Band mean after a peak right there. Slam dunk, and then a 1-2-3 entry here. Careful with power tools. But that's what's available with standard patterns. Let's see. Yeah, so the recovery today took us right back up vicinity all-time high. That all looks good. Had a nice rebound in the S&P. That feels like a tactical recovery because the sell-off to unwind the leverage positions that had been put on in here caused a nice bold recovery, but it didn't fail further, and that was the most important part of the day. So let's keep this as a solid support, and let's see it break through this and this tomorrow, and then it can really go. Still bullish normal, back into the strong neutral and overbought. Volatility is still favoring sharp moves, but the upside is improved chance. Dow 30, that crap in Apple, that weakness in Apple just keeps luring us in. Devon. The problem with Apple to the upside is that there's no compelling breakthrough product that's going to allow them to make enough money to move that enormous market capitalization higher. I just think it's dead money. So Devon Energy strong, IBM and Intel strong. JP Morgan continues to be very strong. That's a mover. Nvidia and Pfizer, and then big breakouts in Walmart and ExxonMobil. I still like Walmart. I like Walmart better than Apple as a growth opportunity, to be honest. The ETFs recovered pretty nicely. EFA, EPP, and Japan all did very well. So the globals were catching up. A handful of auto framers. Just a couple squeezes. I like how IWM's ready to squeeze. Summer still dominating, followed by fall. Just notice what's just getting merged. United Health, Pfizer, all suffering in your Merck in your healthcare sectors. Yeah, Tale of Two Cities. Winning plays here. JP Morgan and Walmart. IBM sneaking up in Techland. Weakness, Nike, Tesla, Apple, Goldman, US Steel suffering. I just find that I don't think they're tradable till they resolve the foreign ownership litigation. Lots of strength in the globals here today. EFA, Asia less Japan, Euro 300, Euro 350, Japan. So, the globals, emerging markets, all doing pretty well. Latin America and Brazil. So it was more the globals recovering today than the US. Still, price decay is now, this is officially rolled over. Price decay, flirting with the top of the river, which, if you say the Bollinger Band mean is that dotted line, that's the, 500 is the Bollinger Band mean. So as long as it stays above 500, psychologically, this is gonna be all right, but that's a crucial price level of 500. All right, that's everything for today, guys. We'll get this published and posted. The book club book review was very good tonight. Well worth your attention. I'll post it on Patreon for the members. All right, take good care, guys. We will catch you tomorrow.